Okay, so today is what, Tuesday, right? I know that we've got some metrics, some things that we're tracking for the end of this week. And I want to give you the sound of something. I'm going to give you two things today. This. What's this? What is that? Close your eyes. I'm going to do it again. Yeah. Guess what? That's the sound of your knees when you get up and you can't. And you're trying to figure out, how did I put on all this weight? That's what I was thinking in January when I had put on a bunch of weight and I realized, oh my goodness, my health is going into the dumpster. And I had to make a big decision. I did some things I did some things cold turkey, but my recommendation is, looking back, I could have done this, taken a little bit longer to get where I wanted, and I'm still not where I want to be. But I decided a lot of things that I was going to do we're going to be in like a cold turkey, like real quick, fast. Now I want to do it now. I want to get results now. And so I cut out a bunch of things, and we're going to talk about cutting later. But this week, we're going to talk about tracking. And I'm going to add a little bit of meat to this bone today with talking about water. And I promised last week I was going to talk about water. And I know you're all tracking foods that you're eating through the app. You're seeing what your calories are. Don't be scared. The app is telling you, hey, you need to be at this number, and you're not. Don't worry about it for now. We're learning this week how to figure out what to put in the tank. What are we putting in our tank? Without limits, without the limits that you want to put on, what are we putting in our tank? And our tank, what we're putting in our tank is going to tell us what we're going to decide to do later on. So water, I'm going to give you a little formula for water. This is not a math class. This is simple. If you're 200 pounds, divide that by 2. That's 100, right? So if you're 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water every day. If you get to the point where you're thirsty, you're already sort of dehydrated. If you're 250 pounds, that's 125 ounces of water. If you're 164, which is where I am right now, 164, then that means you got to drink about 90 ounces of water every day. Why? Because if you're on a routine and you're trying to get going, you want to drink half of your weight. If your weight is 180, you want to drink 90 ounces of water. Right now, if I look at it, 164, let's divide that by 2. That's 82, right? That's my intake of water. The less you weigh, the less water you need. So let's do the math again. 200 pounds is 100. That's half of 200. 100 ounces of water. Simple. Why? Because you're made up of 90%, let's call it 80% water. So let's have that water. And if you're on medications, you probably want to do the water. It's very important to do the water. Okay, so what are we tracking this week? Number of steps. Where are we trying to get? We're trying to get to 10,000. What else? What are we also tracking? We're tracking meals, what we're eating in the app. Not in your head, not on a piece of paper, in the app. Why? Because at the end of the week, we're going to see and review what we did the last week. What's the purpose of that? To know where we're starting, right? When you go on a trip, you know where you're starting, you know where you're going, and all the in-between is the plan, the itinerary of what you're going to do. So right now, we don't want to get into what we're going to do. You need to know where you are. So if you don't know where you are, well, how do you know what plan you're going to get? How are you going to plan this? What are you going to do? What are the kind of things you're going to sacrifice? You can't. See, most plans put you into let's sacrifice a bunch of stuff first. And people don't want to sacrifice stuff. Give me a reason to do it. Give me a reason to sacrifice what I'm doing right now. You cannot force people to sacrifice. But what you can do is we can help people to recognize. Recognize what? Well, recognize where you are. So that's why I always keep saying, be where you are. Figure out where you are, then draft a plan to get where you want to get. How are we going to do that? I'm going to help you because I've been able to help myself to do this. I did a lot of things that, were fun, and I did a lot of things that were not so much fun. But I will never go back to that where I was. When you realize you got to the point where you don't want to go back because you're kind of scared that going back is going to put you back where you were, you'll realize, oh my God, these habits are great. Drinking the water, taking the steps, and tracking the meals. Because later on, we're going to learn something very valuable about tracking meals. We're going to learn we're going to learn what to put in our tanks, when to put it, when to buy calories. Like the way I buy calories is I exercise. So if I want to cheat, I can just buy the calories by taking, for example, a walk for me. A 1,200 step walk is about 50 calories. Ooh, that's something, right? That's a chicken nugget, right? So that's the point. The point is, let's learn first. Let's create a positive environment where nobody is pointing at you, and let's figure out where we are so we can figure out where we're going. Great. I'm going to come back tomorrow with another video, but today the whole point of this video today is just review, and then to let you know, hey, you know what? Take a look at your water. Let's learn about what water does for us. A lot of us don't drink enough water. And next week, I think we're going to be talking about empty calories. Ooh, what the heck are those? Empty calories. Empty calories are the dangerous ones. Empty calories. If you want to look it up, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll be talking about it next week. Empty calories. This week, track your steps. Get to 10,000 steps as soon as possible. Track your meals. We're going to talk about what to do with that. And then now, water. All right. Have a good one.